here from Tony'sPicks.com. We're here Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, giving you live free picks for today's action. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Be live with us to get the best numbers. And of course, we load lots of free picks here on our show. Just want to make note about our Soccer Picks Daily. I had a little technical issue today with my camera. We fixed it, but I had Paul just uploaded his 5 picks, and I will tell you, he's got 5 picks from EPL next week. We got 4 plays for the Monday restart and 1 play for Tuesday, so check them out a little later this afternoon, probably an hour or so. We'll have those uploaded and titled. So 5 picks from Paul, EPL 26, 4 picks from Monday the 26th, 1 pick from the 27th. So we're ready to roll here as the relaunch here for the Big 5 after the World Cup break. So check out our channel here for Paul's 5 picks here from the EPL. He'll be back on tomorrow. We got this camera situation corrected. Just had to unplug and plug. I got too many wires back here. It takes about 20 minutes to fix things. So that's why I just had him just go ahead and upload it on his own. So just before we get underway, guys, I want to make note of our promo code. You can save 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. Always love to hear from you guys. So post your picks in the comments below. And of course, we have a podcast. We do take all of our picks, upload them to our podcast. Every show, every pick on podcast form. Tony's Picks is the podcast, available on all major platforms. Just search Tony's Picks. And remember, visit our site, Tony'sPicks.com. We are a multi-capper site showcasing top cappers in our industry. Click the links to the hot cappers, get signed up. Mindy's been really hot here. We've seen Pravi hot, Paul as well. Click the links, get signed up here. We have our premium plays available for you right now up on our site for this Friday card. Even some more plays here is coming in. I just want to let you know here of our best bets. Each capper can release 1 best bet per sport per day. That's why you see multiple. Mindy's in action heavily here with some best bets. Paul's in here with a Boxing Day best bet, day after Christmas there. So he's in action there. I've got a best bet up there. Collins is in action. The Morning Steam team is firing in with 5 best bets. Yeah, that's right. 5 best bets in there from every sport. Tiffany as well. So go ahead and get signed up. Our longer term, actually, we do have our $15 premium pick up there, which are a promotional item. Each capper can designate one of their picks on their card as a $15 premium pick to introduce their service to new and existing customers, and many want to make a great impression. Look at all these best bets there at that $15 price point. Our 3 packs offer great value, as you can see. And then as we scroll down, you'll see our pick ticker. If you prefer, you could purchase picks a la carte on our pick ticker with team versus team information. Lots of late steam up here. We can see Paul coming in with the game start in 4 minutes here in looks like it's in the Copa del Rey in Spain right now. So lots of best bet late steam here from Paul. Copa del Rey also in action with Liverpool and Man City, which starts in about 4 minutes. So lots of action from Paul. So go ahead and get signed up for the plays today on our pick ticker. All right, let's get this one underway. With us today on Game Day Picks, we have Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn. All right, let's get the Game Day Picks underway. Let's welcome in Mindy Hahn. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com. Done great work. You've seen her top of the leaderboard, so let's get her in right now. Mindy, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Tony. How about yourself?
Doing awesome. All right, is that Whitney?
This is Whitney.
Whitney is back. There you do, Whitney. How you doing? Love her eyes. She hears her voice. Whitney,
yeah.
She can hear her voice. Yeah. All right, here we go tonight. Canucks and Kraken here. Kraken the short favorite here, total 6.5.
Yeah, so the Kraken versus the Canucks in Canada today. The Canucks have an actual home, I would say, disadvantage. They have lost the last of 6 of 8, the last 3 in a row, and here come now the Kraken, who've been playing a little bit better here as of late. The Canucks are a completely different road team than home. At home, they're just really, really slow starters. And then, like I said, the Kraken have played better. They've won like their last 2, but before that, they had lost 5 of 6. The Canucks have only scored 6 goals in their last 4 games, while the Kraken have put up, 12. So they're averaging a little bit more like 3 goals here per game. But yeah, today I am going to take a look here at the under total. I'm going to go under this 6.5 here today. The under is 13-6 in the last 20 overall, 4-0 in the last 4 games, and the Canucks are to the under, 5-1-1 in its last 7. Both of these teams in the last 10 here also are 4 to the over and 5 to the under. But again, if we take a look at this, Canucks team at home, just not really, playing well here as of late. Again, when you put up only 3 goals in 4 games, this is not some stellar work by this hockey team. So I'm going to be going under the 6.5 goals here today. I almost said Ramon. Tony.
I know. I almost said Ramon there. All right, Mindy here going under 6.5 Kraken and Canucks. Yeah, as you said here, look at some of these home performances here by Vancouver. Lose 4-1. They only put up 3 against Arizona, 7-6 there against Montreal. But then again, Minnesota, they're shut out at home. They put up 1 against Winnipeg, 1 against St. Louis. This is a team that's really just can't get anything going on home.
Yeah, exactly. Like you had mentioned, those, even though we take a look at, where they have been here over the last, 6 of 8 losing, if you take a look at those last 3 that they have lost at home, they have put up 1 goal, and no goals. And then, another thing that kind of makes it maybe a little bit more bad for the Canucks, I kind of feel like I'm, promoting more of the Kraken here tonight rather than the, total. But Spencer Martin has been playing, pretty bad here for the Canucks as well. I mean, he allows 3.5, 9 goals. But again, the Kraken haven't been scoring a lot here as of late with that losing streak they had, losing, 5 of 6 either. So I'm not too concerned, of the Kraken, going ahead and really, scoring 6 or 7 goals today. I don't really see something like that happening. That's why I think here that we're going to be looking at an underplay today.
All right, Mindy here. Kraken connects under the total of 6.5. This one to have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for tonight's action. Good results here in the NHL. Also, the last 7 days, Mindy showing profit here, 698 units of profit, showing profit college hoops, NHL, college football, NFL. So great work over the last 7 days. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks?
So mostly in college basketball here today. Had 6 plays. Won my first one today. I had Bryant over, who was it now? I can't remember. Merrimack, I think. So had Bryant. So, it's nice to start the day off with a winner. So I got 5 more plays here today. So a lot of action in college basketball. And then also we'll be in, though, out of the 2 games in the NBA, we'll be in one of those in on a total in the Pelicans game. So you can kind of take a look at that. And then also we'll be in on the NFL game in the total there as well. No hockey today. Again, it was kind of another one of those, weird cards for me. A couple of the favorites are like really heavy favorites. And then, of course, that makes, the money line a little bit wonky as well. And again, like we talk about in the morning, it seems like Vegas is kind of catching up to these totals. They've been really, really tight here over the last week. So we need kind of something to give. Either, Vegas is off, or we need some teams here to start scoring to knock Vegas off of their game here a little bit too. So I do have 4 plays, with the morning steam for the NHL. So that's plenty. Plus here's my free pick. And a lot of good stuff happening here today, and looking forward to this weekend here, especially. This is a good time, again, like we talk about, catch a little bit longer pass, like a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day pass to get you through this holiday season, get through all the bowl games. NFL, it's going to be a pretty amazing card here this weekend. A lot of fun games, a lot of really good matchups, teams really vying to get into the playoffs. So it should be a really good weekend here as well. So make sure when you purchase one of those packages to use the promo code TonyT at checkout.
That's right. Again, I'm with Mindy Hunt over at Tony'sPicks.com. You see there the promo code TonyT at checkout will save 20% off all Mindy's passes. And of course, when you do that, you can land here on her page and you'll see what she has going on tonight. College basketball, best bet up there on the board right now. Also, best bet action here Thursday night. Crusher here from the NBA. And a best bet here from tonight's college bowl game between Air Force and Baylor. So Mindy in action here with a lot of.
Oh, maybe I did put that one in. All right, I did. Okay, good.
I'm sorry you didn't. I was me that made the mistake. No, you did not. No, NFL Thursday night football. Okay. I got that confused. That was my bad. No, she's in action with that total there tonight between the Jets and Jaguars here. So lots of action here. All these sports overlapping. 3 best bets on the board right now from Mindy. So get on board. Now, as Mindy mentioned, you may consider the longer term passes if you want to try out for 3 days. I would suggest probably the 7-day pass because that'll take you in the weekend, right? You get all of Mindy's premium plays for 7 days include, of course, NFL tonight, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's another 4-day week in the NFL. All the college football bowls, the college basketball action, NBA as well. With all these sports overlapping, those long-term passes become even more valuable. It's a good time to get on board there with Mindy Hahn over at Tony's Picks, that 7-day all sports pass. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save 20% off. You can access Mindy's page by clicking the link you see in the description. Click the All Cappers tab and get signed up. All right, Mindy, as always, great having the show. Now, also put together an account for you over at Tony's Picks. Mindy, now we got Morning Steam, another big show today. Of course, you want to make sure you get all those holiday games in before your break here. You guys will be back Monday, but a lot of content to go back and look at the archives.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe I should go in on this, college football game since, Ramon's going to do, a preview on that one here next. But yeah, as you could see there, when you were scrolling through for the morning steam, we are a little bit out in advance now. We are out until, Monday on the bowl games. So that's why we have a lot of those plays in the system already that are up there for sale, for purchase that you can go ahead and get to help you with your, holiday weekend here. So yeah, that's why all of those are in there already. We have covered so much information. I think we've gotten through, almost 90 games over the last, 3 or 4 days. So yeah, we're really, firing on all cylinders here. And today you can also catch me at Tony's Picks Mindy on Twitter, where you get another play here from college basketball. So you can go ahead and check that one out tonight also. And then, we are off here for a couple days for the morning steam, so we can, hang out and with our families here over the weekend for the holiday. But we'll be back on Monday with our regular schedule, where we'll be covering more bowl games. We'll do some more college basketball, NBA, and hockey. So yeah, you can always go ahead though if you have missed something so far, because we're a little bit ahead of the game. Like we've covered, tonight's NFL game on Monday. You can just easily search, Jags and Jets morning steam, and then that video will come up on Tony's YouTube channel, where you can definitely find out and get our pick. We do have one of our premium plays in that on the side, so you can check it out and see what we have. So yeah, it's been a good time. We appreciate all of our loyal viewers and followers and chatters. It makes our life easy. We really enjoy the show, and again, it's a really nice tool for everyone out there, because these guys out here, in the chat are really doing their homework, and so it's a nice way to do everyone's due diligence to make sure we have the best plays for the day, so we can go ahead and make some money and beat Vegas, because that's our whole goal there. So yeah, we appreciate everyone for watching our show. Thanks so much, you guys.
That's right. Check out Mindy and Ramon on the morning steam. Check the archive shows. Matter of fact, for those of you that are driving or at work right now, you can actually listen to the show on podcast. Tony's Picks podcast, available on all major platforms. Every pick, every show in podcast form, so it's more convenient where you're maybe driving on the holiday weekend. You want to listen to the podcast uninterrupted. Listen to the morning steam. A lot of coverage here from NFL, action for today, NBA, NHL, as well as college basketball. But then again, all the picks in podcast form over on the podcast, Tony's Picks, through the search on the major platforms. All right, Mindy, as always, great having your show. I want to say a shout out there to Latifa, because she loves your pick. Latifa loves your pick today. And
yeah, Latifa is like the mayor of the Steam team over there. She's like the catalyst. Everyone knows Latifa, and plus she puts out great information, great picks, and we really enjoy her company. So hi, Latifa, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, enjoy work over at
get some night days off there.
That's right. That's right.
She works in the overnights.
That's right. She does, I believe. All right, Mindy, it's always great having your show. We're back again tomorrow here on Game Day Picks. We have a show tomorrow. Mindy and Ramon will be back with us here tomorrow on that show. So we'll talk with you tomorrow, Mindy.
That's right. I'll see you then. Have a good night.
You got it. Mindy Hahn here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're with you here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. each time. Make sure to like, subscribe, and set those notifications. Be live with us to get the games in real time. Of course, subscribe, because we load tons of free picks on this channel. You just told Mindy, tell you about almost 60 picks they put up already a couple of days, so there's a lot up there. Go back and check out those videos, and we also put those videos in individual form as well. So a lot's happening there on the channel. So let's continue on here on Game Day Picks. Time for Ramon. Scott, we got coverage from the bowl game tonight, so let's bring Ramon in right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, just staying warm here in Vegas and watching a lot of college hoop, getting ready for the holidays, and Appreciate you and Mindy and all. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for one more show, but just give you guys a salutation tonight. Appreciate you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, here we go tonight on the bowl game on ESPN. Baylor here facing Air Force. Baylor laying 3.5, total 43.
And that's why I kind of said that. Brr, it's cold. Cold in Fort Worth tonight, where they're going to play the Armed Forces Bowl with Air Force and Baylor. Did I hear Air Force Armed Forces Bowl? You start thinking one thing, Tony. You start thinking under. Throw in some bad weather, and boy, you might be looking at a low one here tonight. Look, the total's already dropped. It opened as high as 49, 49 and a half even at some places, but 47 generally by the time the books felt confident enough to kind of open up the purse strings a little bit on the limits, and it still dropped down to 43, 42 and a half even at some locations right now. How about temperatures in the low 20s, maybe even below 20 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds and 35-mile-an-hour gusts? Now, that's not going to affect Air Force. Ramon, come on. You know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball with Roberts, record-setting running back for Air Force. That's really saying something. Now, granted, a lot of times Air Force has gone with an attack that features different backs, but Roberts has been a workhorse. You rarely see this from the Falcons. How about 1,600 yards this season and 15 touchdowns? He's going to run the ball a lot, Tony. They're going to glue the ball to his hands. He doesn't really even turn it over very often and things like that. So Air Force running the ball over 300 yards per game. They're going up against Baylor. I mean, it's not going to be as simple as that for Air Force to chew the clock and get it done in that way. And, they're going to be competitive in this game. They've taken money. Baylor opened about a touchdown favorite, and it's now down to close to a field goal. So the money's been coming in on Air Force, and why not? I mean, Baylor did lose 3 straight to close the season. Now, granted, they're coming from a better conference, no doubt about it. They lost to Texas, TCU, K-State. They have a different attitude really at Baylor, though, these days. They had a great season last year, but this year's been a pretty big disappointment with their 500 record. But here's the thing. They're going to have a pretty strong game plan tonight against Air Force. We know what they're going to do. There's no secret, right? But when you have a head coach like Dave Aranda and his staff, think about where he's been in his career, Tony, with LSU and Wisconsin. But how about before that? He was defensive coordinator for also Utah State and Hawaii. Those are opponents. That's an opponents of Air Force. He knows what's going to happen here in this one. So they'll have a sharp plan tonight for Air Force. Look, this is going to be the best team Air Force has faced all year. They were favored in every game, Tony. Yeah, they went, 8-3, but imagine that. They were favored in every game this season. They have a top-rated defense. In fact, the top-rated defense in the nation, but their schedule was really weak. Really, really weak. But they're still Air Force. I mean, we saw what's happened in a lot of their games. The last 5 games combined, were under 30 points total. Remember some of those, they played their Armed Forces Bowl game, against Army. It was 13-7. Of course it was. We've been talking about that for the last several weeks with these Armed Forces teams. And they played a game last out against San Diego State, 13-3. So you figure it's going to be a low-scoring game, I would think, in this one. For Baylor, yes, they have turned to a more passing game, and I think that's where that'll affect them tonight. Chapin's prop total is only about 150 yards tonight, so they'll have to do it probably on the ground with Richard Reese and Craig Williams. Those guys are kind of interchangeable. I think Reese has kind of moved up to number 1 on the depth chart, but they're going to have to rely more on the running game, I would think, if these wins are what they're cracked up to be. I know we get carried away sometimes with weather, but wind is what you worry about sometimes, not so much precipitation. And with 20 miles an hour gusts, or 20-mile-an-hour winds and 35-mile-an-hour gusts, it might be Baylor resorting to a similar game plan. Not a triple option, of course, but running it on the ground with those 2 running backs, probably a third running back, as well as, like I said, Chapin's yardage is well below his season average. I think it's about 215 yards a game, and his props, I believe they're coming in at about 150 or so tonight. Air Force only allows 56 yards a game rushing over the last 9 games and 153 yards passing. But again, they played a very, very weak schedule. If Baylor can throw, they've got Baldwin. He's been okay, but Air Force, maybe you say because of their stiffer competition here in Baylor that the defense won't transcend a little bit. But remember, Air Force is pretty terrific when it comes to bowl games. They've done a very nice job getting numbers, being competitive, winning some bowl games in the past as well. And for Baylor, Tony, no doubt, you talk about last year's great season in the Big 12. This year, big disappointment. You're playing the Armed Forces Bowl. It's cold. You're not going to a warm weather destination necessarily. You're kind of playing close to home a little bit. I would think the motivation's always there. You don't have to get the Air Force guys motivated for any game, but a team like Baylor might be a little bit harder for them to get motivated here to carry out the victory in this one, especially, like I said, touchdown favorite now down to a field goal favorite. So don't put it past Aranda. Like I said, I mean, his resume speaks for itself. That's why he's in this position with Baylor, defensive coordinator, LSU, Wisconsin. But again, the big key is those 2 Mountain West stops, Utah State and Hawaii. And of course, Air Force, we know they compete in that conference. So he's seen this attack before. So they'll run the ball. Like I said, Air Force, Brad Roberts, man, I take the over props on him for sure. He's going to have a massive, massive night carrying the ball, I would think, for Air Force. Should be a good one tonight at the Armed Forces Bowl.
All right, Ramon here going Air Force Baylor under 43. Pretty much covered all there. Of course, the Air Force, the top-rated defense in all of college football, facing a Baylor team. As you said, it's those 6-6 bowl teams from major conferences. Always a tricky situation. Wasn't Florida 6-6? We saw them kind of lay an egg against Oregon State. Sometimes it's those teams, those major conferences, those big schools coming in as a 6-6 team. It's really tough for them. It's really tough to back them in these spots.
You want to be playing on January 1st or later when you're a school such as this, especially given Baylor's success last season. That's the goal for all these teams. So that's the thing, trying to get your team motivated for a game like this. And for Air Force, no question. I think service academies, the records speak for themselves, right? As far as getting numbers with a lot of these teams, ultra competitive every time. You may take Air Force tonight, and you wouldn't be wrong if they don't cover, but it's not like you're going to be sitting there, not getting a full effort from a team or anything like that. There's just no transfer portals out there in Colorado Springs, right? I did see it was interesting, though, Tony, to note that they actually are going to, I believe, be passing something in Congress to allow players to possibly go pro. Remember, that dates back all the way to the days of David Robinson, trying to make sure they could postpone the service and take advantage of their abilities. You don't see many service academy guys anyways going to the pros. I mean, you think of the greats like Roger Staubach and all that, but they deserve to make a living. They can always fulfill their time. They'll still be plenty young enough to serve their country as they are kind of doing already. So always hats off to our Academy member, to our service members watching as well. Happy holidays. And we appreciate everything that you do. So, yeah, no doubt about it, Tony. I'd love to see you tonight with Brad Roberts. So, like I said, with Air Force, you get that triple option attack, and they're going this way, that way, up the middle, boom, boom. But, man, Roberts, to set a record at Air Force is really saying something. And his prop total tonight set at 120 yards or so. And, Baylor will have to really do a number. They're going to come at him. They know who's getting the ball. It's just going to be a matter of, what is it, the immovable object against the unstoppable force in this game, the unstoppable Air Force.
There you go. We got Ramon here on Air Force Baylor under 43. This one to have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern Time, ESPN. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com right now here for today's action. Of course, Ramon putting up some good numbers on the ice tonight, 2,965 units of profit. We got some hockey, actually hockey in progress right now, 1-1 with Philadelphia and Toronto. 2 minutes left in that second period. A lot of college hoops up there. NBA comes in with a card, with 2-game card. What do you have going over at Tony's Picks and NFL?
We're in the NHL tonight, Tony, for sure. On that NHL card, I've got a 3-pack of winners up right now at Tony'sPicks.com. Pick that up for $30. Over at Tony's Picks, 3 games where I'm showing my best profit this season of close to 3,000 units here based on 100 units a game over at Tony's Picks. You might go a little more if you're buying picks at cost like this, and imagine how much profit my followers and my tailors have come through with this season, considering that record this year over at Tony'sPicks.com. In college basketball, I have a 3-pack of winners up right now, also for $30 over at Tony'sPicks.com. 3 select games on the college card. Starting to get into it a little bit more. I'm into it big time, just having to pull back a little bit on some of the selections, but ready to start firing now, especially once we get out of the final season right now and get into the serious conference play. I've got to be ready and got to get this thing going, and that's what I plan on doing right now, as I'm seeing some good numbers starting to come in that I'm liking. So you're going to see more action from me in college basketball, especially when the students return back from a little bit of break and get rolling here in college basketball. So also, Tony, we're in action tonight with Team Steam, if I can mention, over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can also pick up the winners from Mindy and I in this bowl game tonight in the NFL. We have plays up as Team Steam. You can go back and watch the videos here on Tony's Picks YouTube channel and get those winners for free. But if you don't have time or you want to help us out a little bit as well, you can go over to Tony's Picks, use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and pick up winners from Mindy and I on the 2 football games tonight. Not sure I'll personally be in action with my premiums tonight, considering the games tonight with Jacksonville and the Jets. And this game, of course, where Mindy and I have a pick on the side in Air Force and Baylor. So, I don't know, I kind of was talking about the game a little bit. Maybe you can figure out what I'm doing. But if you want to go back and watch the videos, you can get exactly what Mindy and I are doing in tonight's Air Force Baylor game. Or go to Tony'sPicks.com and just subscribe to the Team Steam Picks as well, where you get all of our picks from the morning show. You can't make it every day. Maybe you enjoy us. Hopefully enjoy our show when you're checking it out. We're really happy with the returns there as far as how many people are watching, but you can buy our picks there. No secret, they're free, but we do package them up for those people that kind of miss out or miss the show. And we're on a pretty good run right now with Team Steam this week. We've had 3 winning days this week so far, so we're looking to keep it going tonight. And we'll be Team Steam's heavy in action in the NFL this week, Tony. Mindy and I came to agreement on a lot of games, so we're hoping we're right. We're hoping, because the chat was in agreement with us on a lot of those games as well. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, pick up my packages there tonight if you can. And hey, you're going to be busy during the holidays. It's tough to handicap. You got family around, you're sitting in front of the TV, eating turkey dinner or whatever, and you just need that pick, you need that winner. Be in action all weekend long over the holiday weekend, so you can just grab your phone, log on. You don't have to let the family know what you're doing, and pick up some winners from me over there and make your bets on the apps and continue watching those games and entertaining the kids, the grandkids, the grandparents while you're sitting around watching your sports. Because I don't know, my family knows, Tony, I won't be at the table. I'll be in front of the TV, and you know what? After a few minutes, they're all joining me anyways. Nobody stays there at the table when you got a good NFL game, NBA game on, and they know I'm in action with it. So that's what we'll be doing here over the holiday weekend. That's what we do, is watch a lot of sports, play a lot of cards too, play a lot of old-fashioned games. Euchre, a lot of euchre in my family. We're from the upper Midwest. Wisconsin, where you get those euchre games. So looking forward to that over the holiday weekend here.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Ramon Scott over at Tony's Picks. The college basketball 3-pack up here for Thursdays up right now, as well as a Thursday 3-pack here from the NHL. And, of course, you can go longer term with Ramon. He does have that 3-day All Sports Pass. That 7-day pass will serve you well here. You get all of Ramon's premium plays here for 7 days, which include all his NFL. Right, we got a 4-day week this week. We got games on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. That's all part of that 7-day pass. All the bowl action, your NBA, your NHL, that college hoops as well with that 7-day All Sports Pass. And, of course, you can use the promo code TonyT at checkout, and you'll be able to save 20% off. And you can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab. Then you will land right here on Ramon's site. You can go ahead and get signed up. And by the way, you can also add a second capper if you want to add Mindy on that 2-for-1 capper. You can do that with a 2-for-1 capper promotion. We have a link to it right there on the site as well on Ramon's handicapper page. So you make the call, get on board with Ramon tonight with either his 1-day passes, which you see there in orange, which is profit guaranteed, must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That's profit guaranteed. Or the longer term passes, which are not guaranteed because, again, we sell them at really lower prices there on these packages in yellow, the longer term passes. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, Ramon will also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon with some more picks there. I hope to get those to blue soon, as Tony's Picks is now blue verified on our. We're gonna get everybody out at that point now. We get some videos uploaded as well, and of course the morning steam is finished for the holidays. Back on Monday.
Yeah, I got a pick right now on the social media platform at Tony's Picks Ramon. You can pick that one up in college basketball tonight, and that one's going to come to you in the game between Texas Southern and Wichita State. Doing pretty well on those social media picks right now. And Mindy and I'll be back on, what did she say? Monday. With more. Monday with, well, see, I don't even know what day it is.
Monday with Mindy.
Holidays, and we'll be back with more morning steam. But like I said, we already have a plethora of picks that we went through. We kind of crammed a bunch of games in there and want to spend time with our families. So we're thankful that you'll allow us to do that. I know the sports never stops. We know that. So you can pick up our picks for Saturday, for Sunday's card over there at Tony'sPicks.com. I want to stress that. That's really important because there's going to be all that action, and we're not going to be on the air on our normal days, but we do have picks locked and loaded for really the best games, the football games that everybody's going to be watching over those days. So we'll be back on Monday with the show, with our chatters. It's getting pretty hectic in there, pretty busy, and our new feature, passing along those latest steam moves as I monitor on over on the side, as I monitor the steam coming in from the major line service, and just report those pretty much virtually in real time, where I announce those moves, and you could probably get on them and still beat it by sometimes a half a point or a point, coming at it with you so fast that we're reporting that information in real time, so anybody watching their line screen, their apps, or anything like that sees that just not throwing darts and saying this game is moving the steam because our show is morning steam. This is actionable sports betting information in real time that I'm passing along. Anybody else can do it too. They can subscribe to these line services, but I do it for you, so you don't have to. So when you join the show, not only are we previewing a couple dozen games, sometimes 3 dozen games, but as we're rolling along, I just kind of interrupt the proceedings now a little bit and try to report the latest line moves so that you can get on it. It's not only about getting a good price or whatever, or just taking the steam, because you don't always want to take the steam. Sometimes you want to fade it too, especially if you like the other side. But what I am giving you a clue in is, if you like a game and I tell you this game's moving, you might want to get on your side if that's a favorite or a dog that's taking money right now, so you can get the best price. You always say that, Tony, get the best price. One of the most important things in sports betting sometimes isn't the wins or the losses, because we know when we bet on games, the lines are there for a reason, and often the winning margin is determined by the luck factor. So the key is getting the best price on your line, because how many times we see it, it lands 1-2 points on either side of the line. So I always say that a lot of times your success in sports betting isn't necessarily, making the right pick. It's timing the market, getting it right, and you do that with hard work and determination, and making sure that you get the right price. Because we all get bad beats, we all know that. But how many times? I don't know how many times I've been called, a lucky sports bettor, and that's not what it is. It's just that I'm able to time the market correctly and be on the right side of the move, rather than getting beat by the hook. Happens to all of us, but I like when they make fun of me a little bit and say that I'm always lucky.
Yep, that happens. The skillful can get lucky. That's really how it works. All right, Ramon, check him out. Tony's Picks Ramon on the Twitter for more content there. And of course, the Morning Steam. Check the archives now for the shows. They'll be back Monday, but there's a lot of content up there. Covered a lot of NFL coverage there, bowl coverage. Check it out. Do a search, team versus team, Morning Steam, and you'll be able to find the pick you're looking for, or just listen to full shows in their entirety. Don't forget, we do have the podcast there as well to listen on your drive home or drive to somewhere. All right, Ramon, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, brother.
You got Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, we're here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. If you would, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when we're live, you're live with us so we can chat with you. And also, you can also get the best numbers with the picks on the show. So let's continue on here with Game Day Picks. It's time for my place. So let me go ahead and get my card up here for you right now. We're looking at this one tonight in the NBA between the Jazz and Wizards here. It's a pretty big line here for the Jazz. 6.5, total sits at 230. But I'm going to be siding here with the favorite in this one. Looking at the Jazz here, 6.5 it is, not 6. This line had moved back and forth here, but I think it's going to settle around 6.5 for now. Although there are still some question marks here. Let me go ahead and refresh the injury report. Let me go ahead and change this. It should read 6.5. There's only one place that has it at 6.5, but I think I kept that in my head when I was typing this in. So let me go ahead and put it in because I know some people are seeing the graphics. So let me go ahead and change it to 6.5 here. That's where it's at. In this game, there are a couple notable injuries here. One of a score here for Washington. That's Porzingis. I'm going to actually look and see if there's any latest news here on Porzingis' status because he is a scorer along with Beal, who's returned to the lineup. He did miss practice here on Thursday, so that's a big key here. So this is it. All right, Porzingis missed today's practice, and he's reported an illness. So that is important note. It'll be a game time decision. It is a non-COVID illness. And they are in our front end of back-to-back. They are in action tomorrow here against Utah. So that is the situation here in this spot. And that's today, right? So they missed today. And I'm sorry, they're going to play Sacramento on a back-to-back. So tonight it's Utah, as we know. Tomorrow's game is against Sacramento. So there we go here with this matchup here. So non-COVID illness. They do have a game tomorrow, so missed the practice. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe you hold them till tomorrow. We'll see. This is a long road trip here for the Wizards, and one of the reasons I looked at this was in this game is they're looking here at a Wizards who will conclude their road trip here, and they remember their other high elevation game. They faced Denver in this trip, and they gave up 142 points, and they failed to cover in a 13-point loss in that span. So the Wizards, they've lost 10 of 11 on the road. They sit 23rd in offensive efficiency, allowing 118 points per 100 possessions. So they picked up that win there at Phoenix, and they were just terrible. They've been terrible on the road, and the defense has not been good. The Jazz have won 5 of 9 at home, but they're scoring 118 points per 100 possessions, allowing 114 per 100. But again, I'm going back to this one here where the Jazz have been on the road the Wizards have been on the road for some time. This is the front end of a back-to-back, and I really here in this spot, I just go back to this high elevation game at Denver, 142, just early in the on this trip. Here we are late in the trip. You got another high elevation game. I'm going to go ahead and lay the 6.5 here with the Wizards, and Latifah likes my pick, so hello there to Latifah there as well. All right, guys, check out Tony'sPicks.com. Tonight, I have a 3-pack going up on the board. I'll get my profile up there with you so you can see what I've got. I've got a 3-pack going on right now on the site. And let me go ahead and reload this page. It always sticks for some reason. But anyway, let's take a look here on this show. Here, I've got a 3-pack. I take my best plays from college football, as well as the NBA, as well as NFL, put it together in a 3-pack. My best bet is from the NFL. That's also part of my 3-pack. So you don't need to buy them both. You can just buy the 3-pack and you're set here with all my plays for tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. So that's what we got rolling tonight is a 3-pack on the board. You can also go longer term with me. I offer a 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. You get all of my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, use the promo code TonyT at checkout and you'll save 20% off. You can access my page by clicking the link in the description. Click on the All Cappers tab and get signed up, and then that'll land you right on my page. So go ahead and get signed up there if you would. All right. To also make note of here of our late steam plays. Any late steam that our cappers release will be part of any long-term passes you purchase. Late steam are picks that we release between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. We usually get our plays in. We're supposed to have our plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. After that, we got to wait for plays to start times between 10 minutes and 2 hours. We need to do that to make sure that our members get those picks. So any plays that we release late, they will be emailed you directly into your inbox that you use to sign up for the site. So that's the late steam feature at Tony'sPicks.com, available on the a la carte menu or available as part of the longer term passes. So that's something to take note about there. And don't forget to use that promo code to save the 20% off. All right, let's get to the recap for today's plays. And we start off with Mindy. Mindy liked Kraken Canucks under 6.5. Ramon was on Air Force Baylor under 43. And I like the Jazz here at minus the 6.5 points. All right, say hello again to Latifah out there. He's joined us here on the game day picks on our chat room. Always great to hear from Latifah in the chat all the time that she's there. All right, that'll do it for the show tonight, guys. Be sure to tune in again. We're live. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back here at 3 p.m. each time. Ramon and Mindy gave me a verbal. They will be here with me too as well. So we'll have a full show tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. All right, that's going to do it for our show today. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today. We're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys have a great evening after.